Edia Wadibre and was say, Dr. Ren, good evening and good evening to you, your cherished viewers and listeners. I'm listening to you in Lewisham. As usual, I am always glued to my set to listen to you, Ivan Innocent. He has a lot that I always learn from. Kudos to you, Ivan, and continue the good job. The application we will soon contact Dr. Ren. Why are you? We every a FIBA or was what ye were a Thamesmead or Kent. Now was ne Ivan Jenny. Say a minister ne chopano or what panadie. A grubby pan would ye or pacho. A better woman kunkum in for a month for and a woman nimwana. Sefem Ghana. A befan into my pefra with men like Ivan and yourself, Dr. Ren. Or no so dear or they buy, I don't know. Will be say. Check sound. Sound no. Bibia de buyopo ana mo amotie no. We are sure say bibia dem. Anyway, yanko Ivan. Ivan OSPD na asma ba betuja. O say Mahama no so. Still ano ndi MPP for so monte say odogobi no abe. Wo de ombe demonstration aboa papomo. Osu bempa mo say fixing Ghana movement. Omo de obi kra de wono so obekwa akọ Sue Ora John Mahama. A man for say na de ba kupa OSP de beto abontin aja exonerate John Mahama fa Airbus wi. E de akra na NPP for so mu twentwan and the NPP for mu nya aware said there are a lot of scandals akoso with John or Nanado Dankwa AkuffoAddo any Bahumi apen so ana. Your take on the OSP any Airbus on sense me.
Yeah, Dr. Ren, the kind I think Sabaya, I would not be seen as a hypocrite. No, my main can't be position so far as the OSP is concerned. Abra OSP office just setting up. The first conversation that I had now our Radio Universe, our Legon campus, and my position till date ain't changed yet. Said the office of the special prosecutor is a useless creation and a burden on the taxpayer. And fast will be a niso. Because I am convinced beyond every reasonable doubt, so on my person of fighting corruption, you don't need to be setting up institutions. You need political will to do that. And some of these things, if we arm the Attorney General's department, now you're disconnecting from the whims and the conveniences of the power that be, it will be effective enough to carry out some of these things, because that is the reason why Constitution, you created that particular arena. It is not to do the bidding of the president, but to represent the interests of this country. But unfortunately, in recent times, people who become Attorney General turn up to be the lapdog of whoever appoints them. And in the OSP, independent. I've always argued that there is no independence. I will be link it to the OSP because I will have an act in the power now or no. Or take up any case if you are say Attorney General and you're interested that or bet me file for the discontinuation of the case. And the independence now have there is no independence. So so I buy like a tour. Young fanya bibima man phone who say you're fighting corruption when in reality we are not. And in recent times, while winning, we've had a lot of conversation. And I can also sit here and tell you say since a special prosecutor we buy from Matiami du time basin ne yemfa akukọ kran court ma akukọ ndifo. Let us put it on record. Say yemfa akukọ enko court e ma akukọ endifo. Enti emfaso bia maso till date. And in recent time Kissi Agyabeng buy ono ankasa nya ne up and down with government not in the buy and with issues of corruption. Enti in recent times, I would see the interview now. Clearly, you see, say there is something going on. There is a rift going on between Ononi Abang, and I'm sure say you don't need to learn and someone who says something is going on, because I don't know why it is very, very significant and very symbolic. Ask yourself, say, so we had the nature of the special prosecutor and the agenda yet they executing in recent times. And there be nebesi. I'm a special prosecutor acquire investigation about Airbus. Airbus MPP the year Trump card the year campaign tia Mahama in all the elections. Now, at this time, few months to elections. Now, special prosecutor, Baba catch Ghana for say, my investigation about Airbus. Now, my conclusion is that Mahama is not guilty. You see, I'm for discuss it not that way, but I am looking at the political capital. And it's the reason why the MPP as a political party is paced because of the timing. Because Mahama now all free power, no, or can be very, very instructive. Or say posterity will judge him. And indeed, you bet me at Tanaka, I heard the SC, I will chrome higher in recent times. Yeah, posterity has indeed a judge. And the last nail to the coffin, yes, way, looking at the timing, because the political currency, when you from this particular thing, huge. So ask yourself, a dear bank and I had the motivation. Ever my special prosecutor, I swallowed this hard pill to clear Mahama. And because the very moment you clear Mahama is seek to indict government. So if you get the argument.
Yes.
Because over the years, about the Trump card campaign messaging, Airbus. So if the guy seek to clear Mahama said he's not guilty, then it impugns the position that a buying on the party to take it in the past. No.
Yentie de Kissi Agyabeng ekan efa ensemia wo ekan na miwia me ba be bo won kiremu kakra bi yentie efa asama Kissi Agyabeng wo bi na no a wokan
Ghana Special Prosecutor launched an inquiry into these investigations in 2020 after it came out of UK, US, and French investigations into the issue of European aircraft maker Airbus paying bribes of up to 5 million euros to a network of persons that were accused of brokering these deals on behalf of the Ghanaian government. It was part of the scandal that broke in 23 African countries, including Ghana.
While the accepted facts in the two foreign jurisdictions are that the employees of Airbus designed the payments to the intermediaries as bribes intended to court favor with Ghanaian public officials, especially ex-President John Dramani Mahama. On the other hand, the intermediaries appeared to expect and receive the payments as their legitimate expectation under an arrangement of success-based commissions for the sale of the military transport aircraft to the government of Ghana.
Mr. Mahama will be coming up against the current Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, in a very close elections that several polls have suggested Mr. Mahama has a high chance of winning.
Enti utie ensem yi a de na wo ewo ekama na meba ho no. You see this whole Airbus saga no. I quite remember na I work with a GN radio. And na cases no koso no. Ye mubi no na yenim. So tini I follow court cases no the Savok Crown Court ni follow. Ti wo mo I call then we pick up the information. Myself and some other journalists, Ebimo BBC and some of the news media houses. Until the final time I did a court hearing, final decision by you movie no in yan. And not only me, I know say there were some MPP guys be almost work room ha. Ebimo lawyers, but they are more affiliated to the MPP. And I almost started say almost broadcasted the news to say a government official one, and they were the way they packaged the news, the new say that government official one wa omokano John Dramani Mahama ninuya no ye intermediary eja wo peso oboana what eja planes ye kwa akoto yi wo obi wo no wodi animu no wo pe ne share wom obi bia wo no wo say bi wo Ghana kra kanta kra kwa obi ton bibia bi mu intermediary fo eja wo munye wo share wom no so nchese na necessarily ni say the final person no no na mo no ye president na opese ye ton play opese ye top play no ebia no obenya ne share bi e wo saa sika kro nim ekoso ye nim hawa middlemen fo bebre no a nnuama bi a enko the final person say bi o pese ebia edwedie no ayedie no ebekoso. But these people went out to frame John Mahama say ɔyɛ corrupt na ne nua bi akɔ plane bi na wɔne na Jessica. And I said it at the time, and I remember say NDC for krano enemy nyasem because near be election. Mekai May muho. And I said it, and NDC people came, oh, who is the government official? One we know someone our possession with all these documents. Inti bomodiana famaye. Ni yen reading ni yen kinken bi ni yen kanchre Ghana for say John Mahama no. Ne humbo musa. And I stated emphatically here in the United Kingdom. And I remember on Sky. Say John Dramani Mahama ye fa Airbus wonsem ya ne humbo mu but minim say NPP from painful bia menim wo mu at that time ye nyina ye wo NPP mu no wo mu create a false narrative and they know say the narrative they are creating no wrong but they are pushing it in favor of the MPP all because they support Nana Dankwa AkuffoAddo. Fast forward any asemna ba beto edwa say John Mahama ne ho den ne ho so ya clear no. But yes, still, people are still going on to paint John Mahama as somebody who is corrupt. Now, here is the case where we have a whole vice president, a man for say, the office, and yet people are not talking about it. Here is a PDS scandal. Gabi Asariochidakumu, the trailer in Manila. Wamajiji Ghana for sika for 6 good months. Electricity bill. Besin yemfa wamunko court nesi kanidamu egu wamubotuma. Ama Ghana asa elusi money. Here is a country whereby Ghana no see presidents who will be sit down the amatredi and ponyanku pon batayadom. Near 2 amena over millions of US dollars. Nenswene yebubu a judges for that causing financial loss to the state. And so yen can once you can't the scandals and corruption and the AkuffoAddo there every day beyond 1 minute beyond it's a breaking news and yet people are not talking about it. Ivan, Edientra.
Yeah, Dr. Ren, I'm one person. It doesn't matter the person involved. We are John Mahama, we are AkuffoAddo, we are Dr. Ren. That's a who act in a manner a contravening with rules of engagement. Your law, sir. You must answer. And that should be the gold standard.
Exactly.
If we are unable to establish these conventional lines, I bet you the rules of engagement, we will blur the lines and a bit will be a so it is in that spirit. Nasa abaying free said John Mahama are involved in anything that's or investigating to me and you're wrong. But you see, when you engage in a fishing expedition on the desert, meaning sorry, now wafa net, now wafa a biadi wachi, now also what desert so yin wena sabi obiashi obakasa wabodam. And that's exactly this whole Airbus investigation thing. It's a fishing expedition on the desert. And to me, we could have channeled that resources and energy into other areas. And because I would hear ruling from the UK Crown Court in investigative outcome, then as if clearly you could see, say, act of crime and kasa wear peg to pin to somebody's head, you know. Winya. But you see, WMCA said these people are not smart. They are not. Dr. Ren, you see, at some point, the family member of President Mahama was involved or had a conversation with Airbus as well. Per your friend is saying, in relation to modern administrative acts and principles, you know, some of these things, you know, may result in collusion and as a conflict of interest. Because when I hold a position of influence, and I say directly, involved, let me pianipa ofrimona or yes, I name whether minim or minim no. Somebody can cite me for wrongdoing.
Oh, exactly.
But I'm saying, adia omo yo omo nwene ho or because onyansa nka ho ntino. They na omo hwe nyina aye corruption, and corruption is a crime. I bear criminal liabilities. And in this particular instance, there was nowhere a special prosecutor obenya element of crime in this. But saying wrongdoing, then that become an open way. So we find a conflict of interest. Now you can deem it as what? Wrongdoing. But Anam said that the whole import of the investigation is call for corruption because corruption is a crime. I will find any partner guilty a bare criminal liabilities. And you need substantial evidence to be able to establish that indeed John Mahama and Yetiasi Kabimano, which in this case he didn't receive any payment. So Abano is not smart. And America, you see, you qualify for say or mine or you hold the people accountable. But you do a point. Now you the state machinery no ADM kwarasam sabi nkrasam say me the witch hunty amam for adia winyan say you people lose basic trust in these institutions. It's at the end of the day. So we cover issue be as na say wo di akira amam for be say oh you serious because that is exactly what happened in Akuffo's case. Akuffo's case yeah court about where we is the same thing because we see the narrative from the beginning. Now we see why I'm also more charge gentleman now we see in same room now say authorization you know the boss our minister no and the man of crime money give you that authorization when the minister himself has come to the court to say I'm the man and he said who will be charging you should charge the two of them. But and I'm saying the intention is diabolical and I pure politics not say binyan san can you know yeah no one say yeah I don't did not fall flat. And the very moment that state yes I near my way no you lose credibility. It will get to a point Dr. Ren Baya dia genuine. But enam the why you're in the past you know the very moment you move in a month for because way they on the political witch hunting and as for no there is substance be baby. And you see the insincerity now will come once. Look at the number of cases of corruption I will a table under this present government. And none, not even a single one. As I yet minya kukudro eko $1 million I was sila na padem. Na ye Jan Hawker Chen special prosecutor akleno. Ma special prosecutor because me clear sila na power binyan kleno. Ema age be insist say yoko akleno. Nasa issue me a foolish case. Nasa old drive back to history. As far back as 2009, now Kakasa John Mahama koto Airbus be and a UK investigation. Na Adebia Firma Mana also kofa kwa investigation. Dr. Ren, look at the way. Do you think people will take you serious? People will not take you serious because Sisila da pa issue by president na num to assembly kusi baby. So one, you need to build credibility for the government. And this is for John Mahama and also for NDC media. Why are they not who did not say genuinely no? I want for who say, oh, you are doing it for a good cause, and also for a good reason or with good intention. But one yanasa, now they are you know, let us go after these people. Let us go after these people. Everywhere you know, a fun amount for and prosecution. The very moment you lose public trust and support, you know, it will not go anywhere. And it's exactly what happened in Japan versus the first Attorney General case, you know. I brought that scandal, no, at the you know. I told somebody said that was the end of the case. Because prosecution, be a high profile prosecution, be no, will have to thrive on public support and interest amount for whom. It could do that point and the interest crashed. So there was no way government could continue. It's the reason why the ruling came out and trashing that particular matter. What I say? So we cannot use state machineries. And for near grow. Ebia, we are fishing expedition, ya no desert, suicide, ye chasing John Mahama for evidence. The amount of money that has been spent, everything, Sankaya, they call other areas in acquire investigation when we know that these areas at least Yebenya Obia prosecuting and as Yebenya Yesika be back here. I know the day, no. Nka Obia by because almost said this Airbus case, and I remember. People made it clear as I want to rule in the UK Crown Court and the now we have detailed analysis of it. There is no indication say crime be our case now, but you link it to individuals in Ghana. You can talk about conflict of interest. Or some of these things I say they are ethical and moral principles. Madam has said they bear no criminal liabilities. And in the panel, even legal sanctions be a crowd with the money by our heifer. And so there wasn't any need. But because of politics, you know, you see, you become fine. You come about baby end. So the question is, baby, is government going to go ahead? Now you're investigating other issues of corruption. A good table. So you mentioned about 5 or 6. A good table. So I broke and make them says over 1,000.
Oh, and so Gabi said, Gabi Asari Choda, go say, Ghana for mum prove one corrupt corruption allegation against AkuffoAddo and in the family.
Oyare, onim de okeka. You see, I can't remember Dr. Ren. As a journalist, I would say, what you say you go underground to investigate. Whenever you go underground, evidence now might not be of evidential value. I bet me a standard criminal trial in court. So what the NSA present the matter, then state now award the resources now the state machinery no will do further investigation. That is why I know Donald Trump. You see your continue to and so be a here with TV so. But the FBI is doing further digging for the evidence. Bet me a standing the test of time because evidence I are not canon. I don't know they are not can. Some may be assertions, some may be mere speculative, whatever. But the bet me a standing the court will come out of investigation. And this is a Bible and thing because Al Jazeera investigation. Now, Wakasa President AkuffoAddo is corrupt. One to me can't Al Jazeera say you can rely on them for evidence, but the security apparatus and machinery will have to do further digging to get evidence of higher evidential value. I bet me a standard trial or court. And that onus, that responsibility, a lie bear on the doors of government. So now resources na dem AkuffoAddo the man say na ho ya fenti necessary resources na man na resources na man so fanya dan on fa se wa broni ni na wiem. No, we gave him that resources so he committed to do investigations like this to establish the merit or otherwise at the preliminary stages in cases like this. Set now one make a case whether to go ahead to prosecute or not. So say Gabi Asari da ko ya lawyer be jira be ka tell say obim fa evidence mra I say a damn the one team in the past no. Now all country man for so be a corrupt no. Did he provide any evidence? Did he? You see, this is the insincerity of politics na kwakoduru. First no omo onekenu for that time say a matter there no mo demonstration or my moya there no mo di Mahama tem cover up and down no. O provide the evidence be. O provide it because journalists no manasa investigation ya or can't say no the on investigation na see the back. Do you think they go to court without raw tape na? No. You have to do further digging to provide other evidence. Yes, substantial. And then announce an investigation or catch or say near man and nyina no the Bible. Do you know why? Because on him say the probability say cases never proceeded to court on a high. And some of these evidence, are all done behind, are for the court. And answer to obey engage in prosecutors to dig further for other evidence and bet me the AkuffoAddo for trial. Because about tuning in a go about at no the day, the part of court are prepared that are not there, and they will get away. So some of these things, I like the fight against corruption, but the fact that it is riddled with insincerity, politics, depending on where Nipanujina. This sheer reluctance, this unwillingness, the inertia on the part of the state to investigate itself, that is the raw deal. Because AkuffoAddo and I just saw investigating a man for within his government, and Anke Wakofa Mahama and I say NDC Nibi and or investigating. I am not sure, sir, a man for be raise alarm. Now one case I will share cases you go na what for training na ukoya deal we ya. You will not get the public support. And the Kobe Vienna say one case our special prosecutor, but Daniel Denugu and him say chale hadena yekofie mu no ye nyahwe amfirima. Then it comes to affirm Asama Mahama can say posterity will judge him. Indeed, posterity has come to judge him. Amamo na obu na wose omu ni ye na yemfama no obaye wabaye ne potobegu animase. One posterity judge no. Again, also a corrupt. One kasa wo AG, one kasa wo special prosecutor abeclear no. So going into the elections, you are rather giving the guy ammunitions, political capital, political value. So if I tell you, say, Mahama has become popular because AkuffoAddo has washed him clean because of his reckless incompetence, and the goodwill are tilted to his favor because the guy was president, he said he's evil, the other guy comes and becomes the devil, the mother serpent, and then goodwill obviously will tilt to his favor. So AkuffoAddo there were ya even Okofie kwa no rankasa san ye no and ni nyina yes my culture say when you build government or premise on deception, lies, and insincerity, Dr. Ren say ya never kwa wie. Let us be honest. Na yemfa akoma papanya politics na say ye na saa ebeduru abi no you see nature has a way of ono ankasa won the course and the kwan ye fa so ade no kwa wan kasa wo chinchan a uhu say oh ade we there because there are instances I will find nipa na prosecuting na obi o chinchan kwa say yes bun prosecute no because ye nim de waye but akoye some way bi as a politics kakra bi wom as a ye piepie obi say jail no aka kira man for say ye nam ho aye kwa aye bai the most important thing ye nyina ye wo eh freedom and if you seek to take it away you must take it away on good grounds mem fa sam koto obi so said na japa case ye no mo ye say President AkuffoAddo finance minister na aka kira say onjeli ato asian is asem way indict the entire judicial system. If we can maneuver and engineer our way to put people behind bars when we know that they've done nothing, when indeed people are actually doing cancer, you better focus on that and prosecute them. So we really need to do a lot to turn the things around because maybe I don't know, Dr. Ren, economy yes in it, socially we are not living well. Economically, politically nothing seems to be working. Our institutions of state, your school system are failing. Religious space, look at and say, as for a cost way.
And so still a man for them no more can break the aid to Mebunin.
Oh, and the end of mechanic, you see, you and I are right. I will never make a sent to you because or say break the aid. Because ebia de onuhumi and in a democracy, will be on the right. What we can do is to lay bare the fact. It is up to you to process and make informed choices. I cannot come and sit here and say, oh, you be at them because also will break the 8. And the choice, and then I say for them. But the choice must be rational. That is it. The choice must be rational. And then I advocate and say, Nipa no do to me, man, no, didn't say, you need to punish them. Don't build any emotional, personal, familiar alliance or affiliation to any political institution. Say, Nipa no didn't say, no. A instrumental, the power, this is a name. Well,
why do you think I mean, I know say what Gabi said, no say there's not even one corruption activities AkuffoAddo in the family, but I'm saying Gabi you really free about the ambulance fraud, the staggering loot of the public purse to finance the lifestyle of Onwa president in Baba and the daughter and then the son-in-law in the controversial ambulance spare parts deal. And a staggering of $108 million. Jan Kroma, the Ding Ebomwa. I'm sure say Utie Gabinoa. I think say the fear, the panic of the opposition a wombe kono ashasia bembu to here. President na washasia we nebusian for free a positions be. More akwanya so mutu kwan no mo nko ba bia so mu ti bebom no mo fam bomu e de be se be wie no a e be mbelu no na nkofo e wo mu ti ado esukọ
Dr. Mame answer Gabi se bunu na can you see and because these guys are not smart in modern governance space. When you set up governance now what's the sawa busian for the omusema that alone amount to political corruption. Go and read about your program here. Just Google political corruption and read the Obehubia family and friends. Chronism are all essential part of family and friends. That is political corruption. And again, litany of allegations. And again, we are president or access to public funds and so forth, but expenses in by profligate. For instance, when we have a jet. Because of power, I want to know what me the jet in this war, the Oman Sika Kohan jet in the museum at the Ma Air Quay Yokoba, another way are or Sikana Usika. These are political corruption. Corruption in Yasa, Sikana so now known Sakakobo, who abuse authority, me power, ni Panadiamana, Nina amount to corruption.
Yeah, for any illegitimate private gain beyond is corruption.
Exactly. Now, on your son, your president, I call one in the Sika Kohan private jet. In a day, the Korean match, Kobanan as for or none of the bottom security and Kobayas Adiano.
I know opposition, so I don't know try your friends economy in the first class, no.
Yes. Now, we are not yet on credit card stresses cut from a man for Kaya for a sponsor. No. Suddenly, loot behind jet. Make amount of political corruption. And again, and I walk about some of these cases, allegations, and I say for a moody wahe. and I committee stage resource I investigate you to the bottom. Now you say Oko Flaster House or Joe, your friend is a gate fee. Brony people about him by making confession. When we set up a bipartisan committee to investigate, at the end of the day, the NDC and the MPP side could not agree on the outcome. NDC for trauma report and MPP for trauma report. Have they been cleared? I think that you see, these are jokers who are just running around power because we're very relevant because in offer a president. Because the only locus be our buying. And they are the annoying characters. Omonam hoki kansem hunu. And because they are told at the end of crown and when you hear that in China say nitijene. These people have no and now my mena oye your friend is saying former Chief Justice in a car, you had a response or the man Gabi. Or say or need time for pinheads. That is what the woman said.
Former Chief Justice.
Yes, or say or need time for pinheads.
So fire Akufo.
Exactly. So these people, these are rascals, Sabi, or more for an abedi president. And I'm telling you, you're telling me, then I say Abusia Japadia. Nanka president, there was a president, I was Obido, there will be far.
Any cousin, Abe president, will be in a new.
Yes, Okazi, the one president, who cares about Okazi?
Now, even crying, a year Al Jazeera more. To me, a gold mafia, a whole a year story on president of Ghana. President Ebebo Muwebe Kasawa Bonti, they told him, we are not going to retract or apologize to the president of the Republic of Ghana. And I don't want to say, no crime, put a corruption, and I want to.
And when the president threatens, obesi or more, till date, what you make a court? Let's get serious. Let's get serious. You see, and I make say politics now, no, I say, Nyansa, Nima emotions, woman, Obia to me can't say, be no fan of but we live in a very enlightened political society where man for him more left from more right. People understand. Me MPP knew all right, but I know say are they wrong? They are wrong. Me NDC knew all right, but me say people will not have the luxury or the energy to come out and be saying some of these things. He knows there is a gullible base who will rise up to in some now can I jatum and some of can and yamen sa no pai na ye topic or almost everybody can want some what I say. When evidence on the ground and appointed to the other side, we need to get serious. If the political class will not reform, we the citizens, let us reform. Now you're reforming, Dr. Ren, trust me, we will reform them.
Wow. Finally, well, last words, Nanya next week.
Yeah, Dr. Ren, so my last word is I'm telling people, sir, we should not give up. Very often you get calls, people from outside a bit here say, oh, and I'm Ghana, no, I'm me Ghana. Me ne Ghana.
Yes, I said, no, say BB pa, and I'm Ghana, no, I'm Ghana. I saw the own count, and they far right to force him coffee. Yeah, Befie, and no more and you see
some of these things, I start to say, and if you live in, you are black man, you live in the UK, and you think that this is my home because I'm a citizen. And I say no.
And you can quo. Oh, I shall say Europe. You are man for start here. One so Bobo Bonhunka Crown Crown Masha.
Exactly. So you can't live there and say I'm comfortable. This is my home. Artificial home. In reality, you know that you are not from there.
When you see she also in Busau British passport and Dutch passport. You share one year boo.
Yes. No. Obian ho baby because of Okala no waka chose a free ho. And you see. In the next 100 years, things will even get worse.
Oh, it is. It is going to get worse. Now, way no what I say. When you say the far right, you far right. Your politicians, I politicians are saying say the do one ebe kromwa no do so do yempe womo. It is the politician. Let's stop the boat. Immigration says him. Politician go na bontenka. So it is the politicians na Kenya and mebru ni maba wano mu create that awareness say. The patuntum for ba um kroma ba ju madwuma. So the politicians in jai ebe den ejai.
Yes. Emrebi beba obakura British passport, but because of the skin and the color in the yebe pamna man free ho. This is our home. So don't sit somewhere and say Morgana no other Ghana no man chichire. This is our country. We need to do things and fix it. Well, Ghana a better place and go be no be find a bag so to people have left because this is a messy land.
I've say
mess the place up.
Hey, ya pass one more pamu yani paying for president and ministers there. One more baba to a japadi about just say
yes. So I think yeah identify your home. Let us be involved. Remember, it doesn't matter we NDC, we NPP, we wine, and some who there who are to differentiate. Don't support it. Now you're making sure that we force government to do the right thing. When it is necessary to vote for change, we vote for change. Sabaya betimi ama oman no nkanko ade anim kan enti obi ama emfa oman no medi nsebunu said AkuffoAddo no nkrofo de oman no afa ne se sabia busua japade a de omope no mode ye no. That is the only way, because we are the people are able to protect the democracy of our country, not soldiers, not military, not police. Our voices and the bias idea no. On to say about rising up now, what can I say for do? I'm saying, Ghana, what to cry and I'm free. We are all from Ghana. We need to face Ghana, make Ghana a better place.
Thank you so much. Ivan Che Innocent. Uko Facebook, Ivan Che Innocent. Uko YouTube, so Ivan Che Innocent. Debia man, Debia no drive talk. Yenene edidi and komo. Socio-political issues in no eba no wa person pensemu na baby no crane fact no dano. No, they are two. I mean, kind messages with me, you know, and Kwabena say, Doctor, it is not only the women, you are not reading our messages. Hey, I said, many WhatsApp messages, you know. I say, me feel Ivan Bruta. I just say, me tenenka na makuma Tommy yem say Ghana be ye. Was say, Doctor, me nam M25 neso na me TMO me damasi Rainbow Radio any ejuma kwenyi na me damu nyina amase. Kofi was say Ivan no ensem na waka no ensem na waka na no krane se o my Ghana ne de si anye kru ni ye pa de a emre bebedu a wan hwe ni ya UK ni abrochi kra no ye mani patuntum mabiem ebebo beba ebeka sije se bia we university ukra wo PhD ansa na wababa ya aprapra kra wo kroma ne na aprapra no kra bi ewa hie and now call Liverpool a year friends street na na ma ye London Bridge and the machines na AI machines na prapra wo die
aba ka na human na ye ni nyina ka no
computer na ye
replace amamfo no
robot na ye adwuma no
and that delivery no na se fo nyina the machines na ye
and they deliver also jira na yan sie kuro dia ye be koso ayakwa Mamin kind John or say Dr. Ren, good evening and good evening to you, Ivan. I get the sense from Ivan that the Nana Addo Dankwa AkuffoAddo government is not a good government. But I beg to differ because if you look at the policies like the free education, the Agenda 111, today we heard John Mahama is saying that when he comes, he's going to ensure that many Ghanaians are going to get a job from the Agenda 111 hospitals. If AkuffoAddo did not build the Agenda 111 hospital, are you sure that John Mahama can employ Ghanaian nurses? Ghana is going to be built by MPP. From Sule, Sunyani KTK. Say His Excellency Dr. Mahama Dubaumia is very innovative, and where the world is going, a digitalized and a modernized Ghanaian society is what we will transform the society and move the country forward. Dr. Mahama Dubaumia represents the new mind who is leading the Ghana dream, the Ghanaian dream, whereby opening the doors for us to experience the Ghanaian opportunities. He represents an aspiration for every young man because he is hardworking and with a possibility mindset. Let us give him the needed support come December 7th, general election. Forward ever, backwards never. It is possible. Yes, we can. Inshallah. Hey, MPP for you. I'm prejudice for speech power. Backward ever, never, forward ever. Kwame Nkrumah dear no mafa. Yes, we can. Yankasi president of the United States of America, Barack Obama dear. And I'm one cause president of by any maiden speech crowd plagiarizing for speech. Frances also Dr. Ren. Good evening to you, yourself, your production team, and also His Excellency Ivan Che Innocent, Ghana's future president, in whom we believe and trust. Ghana Ebeyeye, I love him so much. ono so dia wode ebae no yenko eye Canterbury mi anga some crashy we every Livingston as a Dr. Ren. I'm enjoying the show today. Canterbury, we are listening to you. We are proud of you. Ono so dia wode ebae no Ivan ene energy yebedasi. Thank you so much. So bakayesa.
Dr. Ren, the last word is that I'm a catcher man for say hope is life. So don't never trade hope for anything. Once our hope you have life, and we can soldier on and believe things will get better. So Ghana, the Ghanaian dream we seek, even if we cannot realize it today, we can lay a foundation for a possible takeoff. And the next generation can take it to a different level. Slaves, they will live in their own country in dignity and with respect. And that is the kind of future you're building. Because in the past, you lay foundation, Dr. Ren, in Caribbean, we are living like kings.
Oh, yes.
And Africans across Saudi Arabia, Arab for ya, a treat blacks, the way they treat black people, we serve them like kings and lords. Because for how long and a generation will continue to serve as slaves to others? We can't. We need to break the cycle. We need to break the chain.